What's going on, YouTube? I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, but I'm back, and I've got something I want to read that I was assigned by my Squadron Deputy Commander of Operations at my squadron in Civil Air Patrol NC-111 Search and Rescue. I'm currently a flight sergeant at that squadron, so I basically lead like a small group of cadets. If you want to call it a platoon, we call it a flight, but we lead a small group of cadets. And my DCO decided to assign me this book and write a one-page essay on it about what I've learned and how I'd apply it. So, I just wanted to share this book with you guys and, give my input on what I think about it and how, I'll take it serious, and basically my feedback after reading the book, or after reading a couple pages. I'll probably read like two or three pages, and then I'll probably just share a little bit about what I think. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. So, the purpose. So this is the first chapter. The purpose of small unit leadership on the battlefield. That's where it is. That you, captain, lieutenant, sergeant, will do whatever it is in our army meant for you to do when you were offered the chance to become a small unit leader. The mission of the armed service is to defend this nation. Our army's part of that mission is to fight the land battle. Your part on the army's mission is to lead soldiers in small units during the battle. As a troop leader, that's what you are for and why you are. The ultimate purpose is to lead troopers on the battlefield. As you study this leadership book, you will see many examples from the combat arms. But this book is not just for the combat arms. It is designed to use by all small unit leaders in all kinds of units. How to lead all kind of units. How to lead doesn't change that much from one kind of unit leader to another. The mission may vary and the situations may vary, but the central responsibilities of leadership is in a rifle company are not all that different from the leadership responsibilities of the leader in, say, a military police company. If and when war comes, our whole army will be on the battlefield. As you'll see in a moment, this book will describe vividly the demands of the battlefield. But the most of this book will describe how to prepare for that battlefield. How to prepare yourself, your soldiers, and your unit before the battles begin. The reason that this emphasis is pretty simple. The performance during the battle is like the tip of an iceberg. It requires a whole lot of support under the surface, behind the scenes, and before the first. Round is fired, and the outcome of the battle is determined, with few exceptions, by how well soldiers and units and their leaders are prepared. Individual heroic actions can sometimes turn the tide of battle, but the real key to success on battlefield in any army at any time has always been well-trained soldiers and well-trained units. The message here should be clear. As a small unit leader, you should only be doing one of two things: leading soldiers in small units during battle, preparing soldiers in small units to fight the battle. This book was written for company level leaders, for those who wear the green tabs. For you, captain, and for you, lieutenant, and for you, sergeant, it is a guide, a roadmap to help you build small units that can destroy and defeat the small enemy units. The challenge is immediate. We don't know where or when the next battle will be fought, but we know from history that the battle will come. And it could come anytime. Could come anytime at the number of different locations. Building battle-ready units must be your number one priority starting now. Task, conditions, and standards for leadership. The objective of this first chapter is to give you a big picture of small unit leadership. Once you get a handle of that, the later chapters will begin to lay out specific leadership techniques and tools and tricks of the trade. With some idea of the big picture, you can then see how all these techniques and tools fit together to give you what you need to lead. There is an easy way to understand the big picture. 3 words. If you listen out across this big army of ours, and if you'll listen at a small unit level, you'll hear leaders using 3 words that were seldom heard just a few years ago. Task, condition, and standards. They are not just training words. They are also leadership words. Put together right away, they describe very clearly what is expected of you as a leader. Task. The whole purpose of leadership is simply to accomplish a task. That may sound too simple, but that's what a leader is expected to do. He gets a task in the form of a mission or order, and then gets the task done through the efforts of his followers. Political leaders, community leaders, and even scout leaders are all like you to some extent. All of you try to put your people and things and time and effort together to accomplish a task. The big difference is that you are an army leader. What that means is that in the final analysis, you must be ready someday, somewhere, to lead soldiers to accomplish an ultimate task that no one else wants to do, under conditions that no one else wants to tolerate. Small unit leaders of the combat arms will usually lead this ultimate task by any of us, but any of us might someday get the call, no matter what our rank or branch of MOS. This ultimate task is what makes you as an army leader so different from all the other leaders. It is also the essence of being a soldier. It underlies the meaning of service as well as and it is the underpinning of the whole idea of military duty. All of these things mean being ready to give up freedom and even life for the sake of our nation and its people, and what has been called the noblest act of mankind. At bedrock level, that's what Army leadership is all about. And that's why Army leadership is so important. An awesome responsibility to accomplish a task that's your purpose. You have done or will do this 1,000 times in response to orders, direct or implemented or training. All our leaders together, the chain of command. The chain of command controls, coordinates, and supports. It is also challenges. Think about time where leadership and soldiers and service and duty will all come together when the chain of command will give you the ultimate task to accomplish. When it says you to attack, the artillery shifts, the small arms crack, and the men tremble, and the platoon tenses for the final assault up the hill. You give the signal, and they go. Why is it that John T. McFerrin, soldier of the United States Army, obeys this order? Leadership or followership? Neither. It's both. Listen. John T. McFerrin assaults up into the kill or die situation. A, his buddies are counting on him to do his job. B, he thinks his buddies will call him a coward if he doesn't attack. Alright, so, I'll leave that right there. It wasn't bad. Pretty good reading. What we've talked about so far as we read is we're talking about, task conditions and standards for leadership. So right now, what I just read was about tasks. Task is what a leader is required to fulfill. A task, as it states in the passage, leadership is simply to accomplish a task. And even though it may sound simple, it may too simple, it's what a leader is required to do. And, that's pretty much what I've absorbed from that. And then we go back to the beginning of the page, emphasizing how important it is to be a leader and when it's time to step up and take the initiative to lead a platoon or a small group, small unit leadership. So the more we read this book, the further down we'll get in and we'll learn more. But thank you for your time, and I hope to see you guys soon. See you.